Hi friends, it's Dina with Forever Free with EFT, and I wanted to jump on and create a tapping script for this season of year. The holidays, whether you celebrate them or you don't celebrate them. For those of you that do, this can be a stressful time. It's a joyous time, it's a fun time too, but it's also stressful thinking about the interactions that you're going to have with family and friends. Sometimes those are great and sometimes they are not so great. So I just wanted to give people a place to come and prepare for those family interactions that are going to be stressful and challenging for you in this time. So we're just going to jump right into it. So even though I know that I'm feeling stressed about the interactions I'm going to have with family and friends at this time of year, I love and accept myself and I am safe. Even though getting together with family during this time of year is very stressful, I love and accept myself and I am safe. Even though I love my family, it can be very stressful being around them at the holidays, but I love and accept myself and I am safe. The holidays can be stressful. Sometimes they are just stressful because we put so many expectations on them. We want that storybook made for TV movie experience where the decorations are perfect and the food is amazing and all the family just gets together in this joyous time and is just full of joy and love and encouragement. But maybe that's not the family that I grew up experiencing. Maybe there were a lot of expectations. Maybe I have a lot of expectations about the holidays and interactions with my family, how I want it to go. So I worry and I stress and I have anxiety about getting together with family and friends at this time of year. Will they say the same hurtful things that they always say when we see them? Will they ask the same maybe passive aggressive or underhanded questions that they ask about me or my family or my spouse or my children even? It feels judgmental when they ask that kind of question. Are they going to be judging me? Are they going to be judging me how I look, what I wear, what I say, how my children behave, how my spouse behaves, and what they will say to them? It's all so stressful. Loving your family, yet feeling very stressed out by interacting with them. Maybe it brings up those old memories of never being good enough, never feeling good enough for your own parents or some old friends. Nothing you do, nothing you say, nothing you prepare, not how you look, it's just never good enough. Or maybe they're just hypercritical about everything. What you're doing, what you're wearing, how you prepared something, what your children are doing or saying, how they look, and the same with your spouse. Everything that you talk about and try to share in the family setting just becomes a critical comment. And you find yourself thrown back into that role of being a little child and not being able to speak up for yourself, not being able to defend yourself, and not knowing how to manage the criticism or the insult even appropriately, because you're put back in that role of you're the child and they're the parent. So it all becomes overwhelming, and you just want to run, and you think to yourself, you wonder, why did we come? Why did we participate in this? Why did we agree to do this one more year when it always turns out like this? So it feels like that absolute, like it's never a good time. It's always stressful. It always flops, no matter how much we try to mold ourselves into the expectations of the family and the friends and what they're wanting to see from us, receive from us, or how they're wanting us to be. So we put on the fake smile, we put on the fake act. Maybe we just try to keep the conversation very much on the surface so that it doesn't go any deeper, and we're not met with that criticism and that judgment. So we keep it on the surface. We don't go to those deep areas. We find ways to dodge and deflect the deeper questions. Or maybe they are very much on the surface and we would like to go deeper, but we just don't, because they don't have the capacity to go there with us, to answer, to connect on a deeper level. And it almost feels like, yes, they're our family, but they barely know us and we don't have a lot in common. And so again, why are we doing this? Why are we putting all this time, effort, energy, and oftentimes money if we have to travel to see family, whether driving or buying plane tickets? It gets very expensive. And then gifts and foods and all the different things that, whether it's ourselves, our family, or even the world, all those expectations, right? To be that postcard family, or that social media, perfectly cured scene in your home with your family. Maybe it's the matching thing, or just that the perfect decor, the perfect menu, how you look, you're wearing the trendiest clothes, or you need to be thinner than you are, or somehow different, your hair, your skin. I mean, it can be so many things. We put up. We put so much pressure on ourselves to be, to perform, to measure up to something that maybe we don't even agree with, that we probably don't even agree with. So it all becomes too much and so stressful. Why can't we just choose to be who we are, to have a good time in a way that feels real and authentic? It's what we really want. Time with people that we love to be real and authentic. Why can't this time be real and authentic, and nobody has to live up to any expectation of anything? They can just come and be loving and kind and have peace. This is the one time of year that we hang all our hopes and expectations on. Maybe this year it will just be a peaceful time with family or friends. But are we really believing that? Because there's probably something in us deep down that knows, if nothing's changed in them, or maybe nothing has changed in us, the interaction is not going to change. it's not going to be different. So what do we do? Because it's so stressful and it's overwhelming and it feels like too much, and maybe we feel very resistant around going to that dinner or having that interaction. You know, it could even be the office party, the work event that, you know, are just, they're never fun. They feel shallow. We don't connect. We don't fit in. It's not our crowd. You know, maybe they all do X, Y, Z, and that's not something we feel comfortable. Maybe people drink too much, smoke too much, eat too much, right? Everything is too much, and it's not in our comfort zone. It's not who we are. It's not who we want to be. We don't want to feel fake or like we're just playing along, kind of just get through the night and then get out of there. And then we never have to do this again for a whole another year. And that just happens. The cycle just goes over and over. And it cycles on year after year. And we keep doing the same thing, or we have the same expectations, and the result hasn't changed. So maybe we just have to face some hard facts. You know, the only person we can change is ourselves. And so if we've put in the work and the time to regulate our own emotions, but our family or our friends have not, we can only do what we can do. We can only feel the feelings and manage them the best that we know how. We can't assume or direct them or control them in any other way. They are who they are, where they are. And we just have to acknowledge that. You know, we're only given one family, and we didn't get to choose that family. And so wherever they are in their journey, can we love and accept them? And whatever that looks like. Because loving and accepting them doesn't mean being walked on, criticized, belittled or berated, or made to feel super uncomfortable, or like you have no control over the interactions that you're about to participate in. So maybe we need to realign our boundaries, we work those, and make some decisions about how we can best show up for this interaction. What is that going to look like? How can we show up as true to who we are as possible, but also have the protection maybe that our body, soul, and spirit needs? You know, maybe we need to know what those protections are for ourselves, certain interactions, certain things that we just won't tolerate. And we can always ask for what we need and say, you know, when you talk to me like that, or when you bring up that issue, or when you criticize me over and over for this thing, it really hurts. And I wish we could just not go there. Can we just not go there and still enjoy our time together? Can we agree that this subject should not be brought up at this time? This is not the time for it. Maybe we can find a different time to really walk through this issue and have a conversation about it, or an interaction about it. But this is not it with all the family and all the friends and the children around. So there's a lot that we just have to reconcile with ourselves. And maybe this is it. Maybe this is the one time a year that we kind of suck it up and we go see that family because it feels like we're supposed to in this time of year, right? It's the holidays. How do you not go to your family? How do you not interact with those certain friends and family members? But maybe we need to make that choice that, you know, this time of year is just too stressful for these interactions. And so we would rather find a different time that's less emotionally loaded to have these interactions. So we're going to decline the invitation this year, gracefully decline. Not make excuses, but just say, we've just really realized that maybe we want to have our own intimate family time. And we would love to get together with you, after the new year or in the spring or for somebody's birthday, or pick something at random and just make a new positive interaction grow out of a different timing. Maybe it's just too emotionally charged at this time of year. And we can give ourselves the permission. We can give ourselves the permission to not get trapped in the dysregulation of our family. I'm going to give myself the permission to not get trapped in the dysregulation of my family. I'm going to give myself the permission to not get trapped in the dysregulation of my family. So there may be a phrase in that whole tapping segment. I really tried to cover a huge, broad aspect of family interactions, but maybe there's a couple of things that really connected with you and how it is with your family and friends, and you can just take those couple of phrases and do the rounds just through those phrases. Rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10. How stressed and overwhelmed am I thinking about this upcoming interaction with these family and friends? And find those phrases that mean the most to you, that sound the most like your experience, and just tap through those until that number comes down. And then hopefully your emotional state, and you can do it, up to the moment. And don't forget our secret tapping spots. We can tap down our fingers while we're having the interaction, while we're feeling like, oh gosh, I'm feeling emotionally charged, talking to Aunt Sally or talking to my grandma or whoever, and they're going to say the thing and they're going to ask that and they're going to make that same comment that they've made for the last 10 years that I hate that they make. And so we can use our secret tapping spots, right? This is our triple warmer spot that connects directly to our fight-flight brain between our ring finger and our pinky finger. So we need to use these little tricks and tips to our benefit, right? We can also just press and hold. We can excuse ourselves, go to the bathroom, do a press and hold. We can, be sitting at a table and tapping with our hands underneath the table. We can easily, touch a point, sitting somewhere, resting on a table. Oh yeah, and this is a point, right? We can, so interesting. Now we're getting 2 points. So we can find these ways to manage our own internal dysregulation so that it doesn't give us that charge that it typically does. So definitely with this one, practice it, try it out, and see if you find yourself forever free.